Welcome back.
How's it going? Have you seen all the hints we've been dropping all month?
Did you guess the theme?
Can you tell we're excited?
We are.
Don't read the title of the video.
Yeah,
just
don't
guess.
read that. Yeah.
Don't know how you clicked in without reading it, but
this is a surprise. You're surprised.
trust us. Yeah. We're making outfits for the Met Gala. We are super stoked. We've been playing this for a while because the Met Gala is the biggest night in fashion. And
It's gonna be amazing. I honestly wanted to do a Met Gala video for a long time.
yeah, I love the Met Gala. I know it's a bougie rich people thing, but like,
Technically, the money goes towards a good thing,
yeah, because for some reason, fashion history is just not taken seriously compared to other history.
which is such a bummer.
So you gotta, get the rich people to do it.
You got it, yeah.
But the looks.
What else are celebrities good for?
Yeah, I was gonna say the looks on the Met Gala are my favorite looks of the year. I love watching people just go hard with the theme.
You either get the best you'll ever see or the absolute worst that anyone can conceptualize.
It's just one of my favorite nights of the year. All the red carpets don't compare to the Met Gala, and I've always wanted. I love playing with a good theme.
Yes.
And when this year's theme was announced, we were both ready.
So excited. I feel like this theme, both themes, are very up our alley.
Yeah, fit us perfectly.
We did.
The first theme was announced at the end of last year. I think it was in November. Not entirely certain about that.
I have no concept of time, so don't ask me.
And that one was the human body. And we were both immediately like, yes.
I
love the human body.
I was at work scrolling my phone when I should have been working, tired. And when I saw it, immediately texted Romain.
I saw the text. Liam was like, "Oh yeah, look at what the theme is." I was like, "Okay, look at what the theme is. It's gonna be something boring." Opened it. Human body sculptures, amazing.
Yeah, and then a few months ago, as of this video coming out, they announced the second theme, which was like fashion as costume or something like that. We're professionals.
We really are.
And we said yes. Yes. This is perfection for our first Met Gala video.
I'm stoked about the themes this year. I feel like, again, very up our alley, but also we came up with some really good ideas for this.
Yeah, because
We won't do half of them, but we came up with some really good ideas.
as soon as that first theme came out, we were brainstorming.
Oh, yeah.
Sending ideas back and forth. We were ready. So my concept is when I saw the body, my thought was about bodies hold trauma. Trauma can make your relationship with your body very complicated. I mean, our relationships with our bodies can be quite complicated under the capitalist beauty system as it is, the beauty industry. But when you got trauma and you're carrying that in your body can feel like a cage. It can feel like something you're trapped inside. It can alienate you. And so I thought my concept is going to be the body is a cage. And my first thought was hoop skirt, like the actual like hoop skirt, not the skirt over top, shaped like a bird cage. No.
Yeah, we don't quite have time for that.
No time. I've never made a hoop skirt before. I don't have the supplies, and I don't have the money for the supplies.
Weirdly confident we could wing it, but again, not the video to try.
No, and we don't have time. We have like 3 weeks to do this all.
Yeah.
And that includes editing the video and getting it out, maybe 4 weeks if you include that.
And believe it or not, this does not all come together overnight. Not even with Velvet doing editing. This is a long process.
And anyone who's a crafter knows the tendency to hoard crafts.
It's not hoarding if you're saving something useful.
And so I found a chainmail necklace that I had started back in 2014. And I said, okay, there's something to work with there. I have a lot of downtime at work because I have to make a lot of phone calls and I'm on hold a lot. And so I was like, something super tedious like chainmail, that's something I can do while I'm working. That's a way to save time.
Multitasking.
But again, from 2014, the jump rings that I was initially using for that necklace discontinued.
That's what happens when you wait a little over a decade to use useful things.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like because it was so old or they might have been a Joanne's friend. Because I get everything at
R.I.P.
Joann's.
to the queen.
She's my girl. We miss her.
God damn you all to hell!
And so I was like, what am I gonna do? I almost gave up because I was looking at the prices of new jump rings and I was like, I'm gonna need at least 1,000 if not more jump rings for this. Don't have the kind of money to get 1,000 jump rings, but I found a bunch of eBay listings that had the specific jump rings that I was using, including some color matching ones from the necklace. I got a bunch of new colors too, so I was like, I'm gonna have to make this a little more colorful. Before it was like I think it was silver, copper, and bronze, but I got a lot of colors. Like I got some like really fun colors, and so yeah, revamped it. This ended up being a lot cheaper because they were old and discontinued. I'm buying them used, and some of them they're incomplete and stuff like that. So found a bunch of eBay listings, got a bunch of jump rings for much cheaper than buying them new, and I'm gonna make a handkerchief halter top. And
I'm so excited.
I thought, what better body part as being a cage as a woman than the boobs?
Honestly.
The amount of times I've been treated like a walking pair of boobs. I very much like push them down now, but when I was in my early 20s, you know, you just want to flaunt it if you got it. But I got real tired of being treated like a floating pair of boobs. Yeah. So I'm going to wear the only push-up bra I own, and I'm going to drape this beautiful handkerchief chainmail over it.
And beyond how people treat you when you have boobs themselves are just physically a cage. Yeah. They hurt your chest, they hurt your back, they hurt your spirit.
I hate running, I hate jumping, there's a lot of exercise I just won't do because it hurts.
When mine were bigger, I actually frequently closed them indoors.
Yeah. Never done that, but I have knocked over a lot of cups with them.
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect. It's a much more appropriate especially for my experience and some of the trauma I've been through. Making the boobs cage, chainmail. Perfect, but it's not a full outfit. And I originally wanted to cinch in the waist because like it's bodies. We're gonna go with cinched in waist, big boobs, long legs. So I'm wearing high heeled boots, probably my pleasers. I have another pair I might wear, we'll see what goes. I was originally wanting to make a underbust corset, like a nude one to like cinch me in. Obviously we don't have time for that.
If we didn't have time for a hoop skirt, we don't have time for a corset.
Yeah, never made one of those either. So don't own boning the same way I don't own the stuff that goes into a hoop skirt, whatever that is. So I'm probably just I've been meaning to get shapewear to wear under my clothes that I have to wear for work because I'm a professional. So 2 birds, 1 stone. And then what I am going to make with it is a ruffly skirt. Oopsies.
You didn't see anything.
Out of these 2 fabrics.
These are so beautiful and so very Leon.
Yeah, these are just remnants I had on hand because if I ever have to go to Walmart for like toiletries or whatever, then I always go to the remnant bin to see what someone else is throwing away that I can get for myself. So I have those. It's going to be a ruffly mini skirt and it's got all these dangly ruffles that hold off of it. I originally wanted to make a long, flowy train skirt because it's the Met Gala and like fancy.
Yeah, we're better to have a train.
Yeah, but the pattern I got for that, I opened it and didn't understand. And it had like Adobe instructions. I've never used Adobe in my life. So I found a skirt that worked much better. I think those fabrics would be perfect for it. We're gonna have velvet, put a picture of it somewhere in here of the pattern that I'm using. And yeah, so that's my body as a cage theme for the Met Gala.
Okay, now mine would have compared if I'd gone with the original plan. But again, 3 weeks, and my budget's about this big, so...
Non-existent.
Yes, non-existent. Originally, my my concept was to do like a long flowing dress that would go from like here down all the way to the floor, and on the back side it'd be flesh colored, and then you'd open it up and it's a human body, red, gore, everything, you know, human body. But again, broke. And then they announced a second theme. So instead, I got black fabric. Because I figure I have it. It's from a bed sheet, not mine.
Yeah, mine.
Yeah.
But it doesn't fit our bed, so fabric it is.
So I think I'm going to do a bag. You know, costumes, a bag, and then I'll unzip. And then human body on the inside. I'm going to do like a little sternum, rib cage, corset thing. And you might be thinking, how are you going to do that? Leon didn't have time for a corset. I'm going to wing this and it's going to just happen and you guys are just going to be impressed.
Yeah, maybe a few mental breakdowns along the way.
Oh, for sure.
You've got this.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
It's going to make a mess, which makes me like 10 times more inclined to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And plus I get to play in like plaster. Oh, it's going to be plaster. It's going to be messy. It's overall, for me, a simple idea, but I think it's going to come out really cool.
Yeah. I'm going to be making the top while I work, because like I said, a lot of phone calls, a lot of downtime while I'm making the phone calls, a lot of little time to fiddle with jump rings. And then I will be making the skirt afterwards when we get together, that kind of, well, okay. So we're gonna get together more for this video than we did for the last video, because obviously the last video was a competition. There was no getting together. But as you can see, and I'm pretty sure before, we are not at the table, as I've kept saying we want to be at.
It's only been like 4 videos of us saying that.
Yeah, so we are still working on that. So when we get together, there'll be some filming, there'll be some sewing, but we are prioritizing getting into the space we want to be in for the next video. Because we are tired of slapdashing everything together in the small moments that we have. I'm sure you can feel it when you watch the videos. I can feel it when I watch our videos. We are getting the house back together, and we're trying to get the Met Gala down in 3 or 4 weeks. So...
I fit. I fit. I just wanted to know. Sorry if that was distracting. We're going to be working a lot on getting this space together because as much fun as it looks like we're having standing, we'd love to have a space to sit again.
Sit, plan, all that good stuff.
It's really hard to draw up your sketches when your sketchbook's 5 feet in the air.
Yeah, less sitting on tables, less sitting on the ground. Yeah, I'm very excited. We've always wanted to do Met Gala. We're very excited. The theme is very fun. Wish it was something like the Gilded Age, because as you can tell from our interpretation of the themes, can't make things not political.
You really can't, not in this day and age.
Anti-capitalism is a part of our personalities at this point.
It was born into my blood.
It colors everything I do, even the creativity. So,
yep,
here we are, ready to bring down the net worth of the Met Gala with our trashy antics. Come with us on this adventure and let's get trashy!
Let's get trashy!
So this is what I had left over from back then. This is the very few of the large rings that I had. Very few of the copper that obviously is predominantly in the necklace. This is from another project, and then I had just bought these and was going to incorporate them when I dropped out of college and moved, so I was no longer hanging out with the person I was making the necklace with at the time. And so I just held on to it for all these years. But yeah, 12 years is a long time for these to still be made. So I scrounged the internet. These are a weird size. They're 7.25. That's what most of the copper is. And so a lot of them don't come in this size except for this specific brand. So I was trying to figure out something else I could use. I almost gave up, and then I found all the eBay listings. And so let's see what's in there. Let's move all this to the side. We will deal with that later. This was the big one. One of them was literally just these 3 pinks, and they're very cute, so I went with those. And then I also got this one. These all came together as well. I got some really pretty colors and a lot of overlap with what's in the hauls, not necessarily what was in what I originally had. There is some in the big one, but this one is just one of each of these. Some very pretty colors, none of which are already in the necklace, so I have to incorporate those somehow. Same with the pinks. And so very gorgeous. At first was like, how am I gonna fit those? And then this one had 6 of the copper that was already in it. And then it had quite a few others. I have 22. Let's see. I think there's 3 of these, 4 of these. Yeah. 4 of these like lighter gold. They're a little, I think, lighter than these ones. Yeah. So these might not go in. We'll see. These are 10s, which is what the big ones and the other ones are. And then I've also got some to match what I already have. So we've got red and red. So there's gonna be a lot of red. And then again, these are not quite the same. I was hoping they were, because again, another 10s. And then the last is all of these gunmetals. They are size 12. So we're gonna have to figure out how to incorporate those as well. And once more, they just don't quite match. So, this is a good amount of jump rings, obviously. We've got a good amount already started. It definitely takes some finessing to get it to work correctly. I'm not 100% confident, but we'll see. I love a lot of color anyways, so I think it'll turn out well. I'm just, I don't have a vision or a plan currently, so we're just gonna wing it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove this whole layer of the 10mm rings and obviously everything below it so that I can incorporate those new colors in quite early to hopefully make it a more cohesive like color scheme throughout once it's like a full top. So kind of painful to remove work. Anyone who does crafts knows that, but I only have like 2 more of these little bronze ones anyways. Don't even know if I'm going to be able to do a full row of them anywhere throughout it. Maybe towards the end once it hits the diamond tip. But yeah, first step is unraveling the original necklace.
Meanwhile,
Okay, we have the dress. Toga style. It's about ankle length. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to stitch along the length of my body, probably down here more. And then I'm going to put the clasps on top and we'll see how it goes. Okay, you might be wondering, how'd it go? Well, let me show you. Hold on. Okay. We have it stitched. Okay. It's beautiful. Sleeves, amazing. But let me put on pants so I can show you. Okay, hopefully you can see, but the dress no longer fits down, but we do have wings, so you win some, you lose some. Honestly, the back, not even mad at it. So I'll show you how I fix it, I guess.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I pulled off all the big bronze ones and then I pulled off all the silver ones on the layer above the bronze ones, and then obviously like pulled apart all those little bits that were attached to the bronze. And so my idea is I'm going to take the red ones to replace the silver ones on this row and then use these black ones to incorporate. I only have this pack of little red ones, so I'm gonna use them kind of sporadically, but I do have the big red ones, so I'm hoping incorporating these little ones this early will make it so that these look more cohesive later on. This is the initial plan. I do want to incorporate the pink and maybe the teal too. I have 3 separate black and gray colors. Actually, these are a lot more similar on camera. I think if I lay it over it though, yeah, there's like a slight color difference. It's more noticeable in person. And then yeah, I think to get over that, I will combine these when I layer them. That's just a preliminary. This is the last check-in before I start trying to really figure it out, make a plan, because right now I'm still in the winging stage. This is just like a conceptual idea that I hope works. But yeah, so next time we check in on this shirt, hopefully there'll be like a good amount of progress and more of an idea of what's happening, because I also do have to create that like triangle shape as well. So yeah, wish me luck. Okay, here are the results of the first day. Still not looking as cohesive as I want, but I think it'll look better as time goes on. Also, I think it'll look better when it's on, because this part kind of like squishes to the neck. It's tapered in enough that it can start tapering out into the handkerchief shape. Don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'm done for the day, so I can sleep on that. But I think it's turning out good. We'll see. This is what it looks like on. Honestly looking a little jank. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, here we are at the end of day 2. I think the color scheme is looking a lot more cohesive. I'm really excited for how it's gonna look going down. I'm not gonna model it, but when I put it on, it's actually laying quite nicely. This diagonal sits quite nicely on the curvature of my body. I put in my first layer where I'm adding an additional like ring on each side so I can start flaring it out. This obviously isn't gonna work. I don't know what to do here, but this is the end of day 2. I'm really excited with how it's going out. I'm very tired from today. I haven't slept in 2 days because for some reason I just won't sleep. I'm going to bed. It's just not happening. Pretty proud for this progress though. I'm gonna sleep on it and hopefully figure out how to connect this better in the morning. Yeah, very excited. Very loving how this is turning out. This is my progress at the end of day 3. After I slept on it, I was able to figure out how to extend the row, and I've done it a second time on that bottom red row. I am running into some issues that I'm not certain if I'm gonna fix. There's like some bunching happening right here, and as you can see, it's doing this curve, probably because it needs. I am not flat, hence the concept behind the outfit. But if you look right below or right around where the collar of my shirt is, you can see that it is bunching. Also, my mirror is dirty. It's actually not spit, it's dust. Nope, it's also spit. Well, I need to clean my mirror. But yeah, I'm overall very happy with how it's coming along. I'm not happy with the bunching, but it's so far back. I don't think I'm gonna clean it up. I am a little worried about how I am going to deal with the curve at the bottom, especially because I want like a diamond tip at the bottom of this shirt. But yeah, this is cute as hell. I'm very excited with how it's coming out. It's tedious, but very cute. It's getting kind of heavy, but very excited. We will see how it continues. I probably, unless some sort of issue happens that I feel the need to tell you about it, I probably won't check in again, and you won't see this again until I'm all done.
12 o'clock midnight.
Okay. I decided to do the bat wings freehand. I've mapped nothing out. I'm going to do this all, no planning, and I'll show you how it turns out. Yeah. I don't have high hopes for them being even or matching, but I feel like that's kind of like the point. You know, it's a costume. Okay, so update. This is what it looks like. These very hip width. But this, I'm going to stitch so it tapers. I'll show you.
Okay, actual final check-in before we finish this. I've tapered it down quite a few layers. I am getting super low on these, especially the copper, which I said there is 2 between, see that, and there, but there's, I know it's here. See the bigger ones? There's 2 copper in these little chains in between, and that is all we have left. And so my idea, since we are going to have, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 bags of these coming in, we are going to start pulling it in so that we'll have like a V, and it'll get thicker towards the bottom, and it'll get really copper. So we'll have this nice little copper like frame, not copper, aqua frame at the bottom. For the copper, like I said before, we had already started alternating the aqua and the silver. And then I have also started alternating the pink and the black, because we also have a pink layer for every single little X chain between the big 10 millimeter jump rings. And so it's looking like the biggest one is purple. So we're gonna start intermixing purple and copper and bringing the aqua further and further in until, again, it's all aqua at the bottom. And so hopefully, since I could only find aqua, I found some like rainbow bags of jump rings, but I think with the 4 bags of aqua, we'll have like enough to cover what's left. So this is my my idea so that we can stretch the rest of this. I might even cut the copper with the gold, or the gold and the purple, just to stretch it because there's so much copper that's going to go in. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like. A lot of it's just experimenting and going back and figuring it out. And then I also changed the neckline like I said I would. So it has the necklace at the top now. And it sits a little different, so I've also got to figure out, this doesn't stretch it out like it used to at the neck now. So a few things I got left, but I've gotten so much done. I am so close. Just gotta finesse my way through. I will see you at the end. So bringing it in is going quite well. It looks better when it's not sitting on a keyboard bunched up. I've started incorporating like new colors where other colors are running out. And I also started creating the V that's gonna happen with the aqua. But then I received the new aqua and they are not the same color. So I think I'm gonna have to undo some of this and incorporate some of this in to make it look more cohesive, because this is what I got. So this is what we're doing. Okay, I keep being wrong about what the final check-in's gonna be. I'm done with the top. Very happy with it. But it is very heavy now. And it is having a hard time stretching out now because of the weight of the bottom. So I have these like leftover rhinestone bands from my last product that I didn't use. I didn't use any of the 2 rhinestone pieces, straps. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make little shoulder straps that can like make it sit properly and just kind of have them go out down my arm and then the tie in the back. And then I think I'll be done. So hopefully this is the final check-in, but considering I think I said that 3 times now, we will see. Okay, so she's done the top itself. I'm attaching the straps now. This is my new setup for dealing with the straps. It's just a PVC pipe. It hasn't been used for plumbing, don't worry. Just for random stuff like this with a hanger in it. So I've been applying the straps. The top one is already on and looks like this. I've been attaching the larger jump rings in fun color combos. I'm working on the second one. These will sit on the shoulders. The only thing is that the silver ones are a little big. So when I went to try it on for the first time, all of these fell off. So my idea is I'm going to take the tiny aqua, because I have 3.5 bags of them, and I'm going to insert them in the center of these, because this connecting part is just so thin that the gap in the jump ring just falls right through. So I think if I put a little mini aqua one in here, it won't be able to get over the other jump ring and it won't fall off, because I do plan to wear this one of the nights to Ren Fair too, and I don't want to be shedding jump rings everywhere. But yeah, that's how the bottom turned out. Very excited.
Tomorrow for sure.
Hello. Hi. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, and the middle panel is stitched, as you can see, neon pink, love her. I think I'm going to take it, I'm going to cut up the inside so it leaves just the sleeve portion, and then I'm going to see how that works, how it fits, and I might add some elastic. I'll show you what I do. Okay, can't lie to y'all, I lost my clasps. Everything was supposed to be in the sewing drawer and it was not. So we're gonna just stick with the zipper down the front, hope that that's enough. And if it's not, nobody tell Leon. Nobody. Don't do it. But I'll show you what it turns out like. Okay, Pookie Bears. So I spent a while looking for my clasp, my zipper, had to do some going to work because adulting. I thought the sun was coming out. I got excited. My friend texted me that she accidentally took home my zipper and the clasps because they were in a bag. And she took that bag on accident. So, backup plan. Buttons. We're gonna do buttons. I have my bag of fun buttons. I'm thinking I'm gonna do 2, 1. And I'm thinking in the pink or red color. So, we'll see.
Later.
So after I finished the top, I got to the skirt. I made the pattern and I cut it out of all this beautiful fabric. And then I went to sew, and that is when things, yeah. I guess it ain't a garbage pile style video without mishaps, but you can see that's me pressing down on the pedal. She's not working. At first, when I woke up today, I was working on this test piece last night. When I woke up today, I was like gonna finish it, and when I first turned it on, like the bulb wouldn't turn on, but I assumed it's an old machine. I don't know when the bulb went out. I mean, I don't know when the bulb was laser faced. It could have gone out. But yeah, I was in the middle of ironing. Brought it back. Just didn't turn on. So I'm gonna go see if I can get it serviced. But if not, I guess I need a new machine. This sucks. So we went to the vacuum and sew store, and they pulled out my sewing machine, and of course it still wouldn't turn on when they like did it. And the woman was like, okay, a service is $199 plus parts, and because your machine is so old, it's going to be very hard to find parts. You can try to find other models online and part them out, but you're just gonna be like piecemealing it while it's like holding on for dear life. And I was like, Velvet and I went in fully prepared to have to buy a new sewing machine. He promised me 2 years ago he was gonna buy me a new sewing machine, but every time it had issues, it just kept holding on. And he luckily just got a bonus at work, and so we went in fully prepared to get a new sewing machine. And here she is. She's so fancy and new. I've only ever had like knobs before. So I've learned how to use all this. It's probably the nicest thing I own now. It's so beautiful. I'm so excited to use it. They have free classes at the vacuum and sew place. So I'll definitely be taking advantage of those because like, what are all these buttons? I mean, some of them I know she explained them at the store, but like, what are those hearts? I love hearts. Like, there's just so many more options. It came with, oh my god, it's hard to do this one hand. I don't want to break it. I just got it. There we go. It came with some bobbins, obviously, another seam ripper, so many of those now, and it came with 14 feet. So like these 7, and then I have like a whole nother bag of feet. There's just there's a lot here, and so they offer free how to use the sewing machine classes at the place. And Romaine also happened to get a new sewing machine today too. Her boyfriend just brought one home that his coworker had that he couldn't use. So we both have new sewing machines and we have to figure out how to use them. So classes are booked till June though, so we'll see. Something very exciting about getting this new machine and it having all of those different presser feet is that it came with an overcasting foot. And so originally I was going to like sew the ends, iron them, and then sew them again in order to hem every single one of those pieces. But instead, because I had this brand new foot, I just had to overcast them all, which was such a relief. It cut down on so much time. All of this footage so far has just been me overcasting literally every single piece of this skirt. And so this cut it all down, and it just took me one day to get this all done before I assembled all the pieces together and sewed it together to make this beautiful, fluffy, asymmetrical shape. And it just glides through it. This machine glides so much faster and smoother than that machine from the 90s. It's beautiful. And then after that, I had to interface the waistband or the yoke, and then I just attached that to the skirt, and it was basically done.
Meanwhile.
Okay, so for the inner part, the like rib cage I was talking about, I decided to do crochet in red because these strings are called chains, and I thought, what's more fitting than a rib cage of chains? And I might add some plaster ribs. I'll show you where I go with this. Okay, so the button turned out great. Turns out I hemmed it the wrong direction. I don't care very much, but it makes like the perfect peekaboo. And when the outfit is all put together, I'll show you what it looks like, because I'm gonna be fly.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
So here is the skirt. Very cute, but too big. Too big. So I'm gonna add a couple darts to the back and make it the right length. Trying to figure out exactly where, but I'll do that off camera. And then this should be the last thing you see, and we'll both see you at the reveal. Well, going with this running theme of slapdashing everything together, we're recording this audio on an audio call because Romaine is sick right now.
It's not my fault, but yes, we are.
Yeah, so this is how it all turned out. We're gonna hopefully be together in the future and not deal with all these issues, but even with all these issues, I think it turned out pretty good.
Honestly, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Even if I got a little sick at the end, I'm really proud of us.
I love my skirt. I've worn it twice since then. I love the flow of your sleeves, and I absolutely adore this like crocheted ribcage thing you did. Like, I just am so happy, even if it was a bit of a ride throughout the process.
I loved my idea. Yours was executed wonderfully. I love my ideas, and I think in the future, with a little better execution and time, we could really do something great with this.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we did get together. We did make our space better. We're planning for Ren Fair, so this shouldn't be a slapdash, and we're only going to improve from here. So make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned. Bye!